So, ladies and gentlemen, our next presentation is as well a joint presentation from Dassault Systemes and automotive supplier Brose. Arnaud Portet, Senior Sales Director at Dassault Systemes, and Klaus Roos, Head of Technology Strategy at Brose, will introduce to us the approach to digital transformation at Brose, and they will show us how this was transferred into a joint project. And they describe the challenges as well as the solutions on their way to digital continuity. Gentlemen, we are very much looking forward to this.
Thank you.
So, do you hear us? We are all virtual here. Klaus, can you hear me?
Very good.
Thank you. So, pleasure again to meet you virtually those days. And let's start. And I will ask the first question. Who are you? Who is Brose?
Well, thank you, Arnaud. Also from my side, welcome. Brose is the fourth largest automotive supplier, family owned. We have more than 100 years history in supplying the automotive industry, and based in Coburg, headquarter based in Coburg. And from here, we manage all our projects. We manage our worldwide network of headquarters of plants in the different regions in Europe, in North America, and in Asia.
So that's the company itself. However, you're producing, and I see behind you a part of a lot of different products sitting on a couple of wheels. What is the product portfolio of Brose?
Yeah, Brose is kind of a hidden champion. So we are mostly somewhere hidden inside the car. You don't directly see us, but you interact a lot with our products. Here on this page, you get an overview. What are the products that Brose manufacturing and supplying? Seat structures, window regulators, door systems, small electric motors, for example, for electronic steering, for climate compressors, cooling fan modules for the motors, so different kinds there. And we are also in the business of side door latches and of side door drives. So as soon as you want to move something in the vehicle, Brose is a part of it. And if you look at it, almost in every second car there is a Brose product inside.
So if you mean that in so much vehicles we would find products of Brose, it means that you have a tremendous challenge when you do product development.
Yes, for sure. It's not an easy task.
So what are those challenges?
As you can see, the range goes from mechatronic parts that are moving. We have as well electronics, we have software. So we need to get all these things together. Let's take an example. If we take the seat structures. Here you see from a component all the way to complete rear seat structures, adjustable rear seat structures. We provide a wide range of a product portfolio. So you have different variances that you need to organize, different customers. For sure, we use standard components to reduce the development efforts and to use scaling effects. But still, every car is a little bit different. So we always need to adapt the seat so that it fits in the car of our customers.
Okay. So what is your approach regarding the product development process that you are working on at Brose?
Well, what we see is on the one side that the market becomes more volatile, so we need to react faster. We need to speed up our development processes, and therefore we took a look. How can we connect the different dots? How can we connect the informations? Today, probably in several companies, we use a CAD system, but then the industrial engineer is used maybe to work in Excel because there he can shift around the information and can adjust them to what he needs. The logistics planner, again, takes different information. Purchasing has different information needs that they have. So today, all the informations are in different systems. They are in Excel files, in PowerPoint presentations, so it's difficult to retrieve. And that is what we want to achieve with the common project that we have started. So we have a strong ERP background with SAP, and that will stay there. But if you look then, for example, on the development area and on the, especially on the product development process, we want to connect the product development and production process planning to work on one platform, to build up the digital master so that all relevant information are connected to this one product, that we have the product, that we have the processes together in one system. And with that, we are able to make sure everybody always uses the same information. We avoid information mismatch, that maybe industrial engineer works on a different design level than maybe purchasing, things that can happen if you don't have connected systems. So we bring product development, product engineering and production process development teams closer together.
I take the sentence written on the top, connect the dots. We'll come back later on that. But this is, well, from my perspective, and certainly also Dassault's perspective, only a part of the game. So it's not finished. The continuity has a stop here. And what I have understood is you go a little bit further than that. What about the next step into the execution of it, into the production, the manufacturing of that, what you have developed virtually, so creating it into the real area? What is your perspective?
Well, I think you could imagine, if you look already on this slide, there is this white spot on the right side. So we're going to fill this white spot now. That's exactly what you ask, Arno, right? How do we extend it to the production execution? For me, absolutely, we cannot stop only in the product engineering or product development process. This information, the digital twin of our products, of our processes, we need to use them as well in production execution. So we as well look, how can we connect our plants? How can we connect the management of certain plant topics, certain plant functions? But we also talk about that we want to use the information that we have generated in the product development process all the way to our production lines. So imagine you design a product, you design a seat structure, for example. There you have certain fastener connections in there. This fastener connection is designed and specified in the product engineering and in the production development process. You need a certain torque. You need to document how this fastener was tightened. So in all this information that has been predefined in the development process, we move through our production execution platform all the way to the assembly equipment. So the fastening tool in the assembly station knows exactly what are my requirements to tighten this fastener in the seat product.
Klaus, could you a little bit highlight, because I think one of the things you mostly see, we have this one direction, it's from development into production. But I think what you are looking at and we're doing is not in one direction point of view, it's back and forth, up and down. I mean, we can turn it the way we want, but it's more in a continuous improvement loop that you are creating. I will say those platforms. Is that correct?
Yes, I know exactly. The downstream is a one path, absolutely. That is to tell us how we should do it. But everybody knows in production things are happening. Tools are worn, or you have certain tolerances in your parts. So it's very important that we get the feedback, what's happening on the shop floor, back to our engineering teams. So if we, for example, discover that there is a problem with one of these fastening connections in our seat structure, and it's always the same one, it would be great if our engineers get a direct feedback from our plants. which of this fastener connection is the one that's causing always a problem in production, so that we can concentrate on the areas where we have to improve, where we need to improve, and not just look around and look at all the fastener connections. There are many in the seat structure. So that is why exactly the back channel is very important for us as well. And that's what we are establishing with the Dassault platforms, so that we have on the one side, the possibility to give all our requirements downstream, but then as well give a feedback of what's happening actually back upstream.
So I will take our word. We call it then the 3D Experience Twin. You show that you have a tremendous large product portfolio. I know that you have a lot of manufacturing sites worldwide. So this type of platforms, how do you do and what do you want to do? Is it only for one manufacturing site? What is the pace of rolling out this tremendous transformation you're doing at Brose actually?
Yeah, no, you are right. It's more than one production site. It's more than one engineering site that the Brose Group has. Let's have a look at our world map, so you get an idea where's Brose at home at the moment. So we have a total of 65 locations, 24 countries. So it's for us a pretty good size, a large network that we have to manage. And the same approach that we took with, for example, with SAP, we said we want to have one ERP system for the whole group. We take the same approach right now on this technical platform that we developed with you together. So the objective is to have one platform that we can use worldwide. So we will roll it out to all our production facilities that are 43, plus joint ventures that are coming on top of it. But also we go to all our development centers where we are developing, where we are continuously improving our products.
It means, what do you foresee in regard of your roadmap? How quick will this occur? Are we talking now for the next, I'm going to exaggerate a little bit, in the next 30 years or what? Yeah, I mean, it's a tremendous change you are doing. So,
if you look, we need to cover 43 plants at the end, 43 production sites that we want to cover, that we have to cover. We have put together a quite aggressive timing plan, I would say. We have started with the first functionalities of the production execution portion in the first 5 plants. So we have selected internationally 5 plants in Germany, in China, in the US, to make sure we develop a product that is suitable for all different regions and for all different cultures. But also on top of it, we choose the plants in a way that we have from each product segment one assembly line to make sure that what we develop is suitable for the different product groups that we have shown. So these 5 plants are live on this platform since autumn last year. And now in this month, actually in May, we will start with the so-called global rollout. And that means we will roundabout every 2 weeks connect a new production facility. And that leads then at the end to a rollout timing of roundabout 1.5 2 years. So we want to be finished by 2023. Beginning of 2023, we will have finished all the plants with all the different functions that we will have rolled out. And with the engineering teams, we are still in developing the core functions. How do we move from a much more drawing-based approach to a model-based approach? You saw we work on the digital master. And we will start with our engineering teams in November with the rollout. November this year. And then it should be finished as well. That's our planning by beginning of 2023.
we have seen engineering, we have seen production, we are talking technique, and that's why I'm coming back to your point regarding connecting the dots. It's a worldwide implementation they're doing with different mentalities, and there's a lot of change that will occur on all levels at Brose, from engineering till production. What do you really mean when you say connecting the dots?
I think connecting the dots can give an idea here. So you see that we have different colleagues, we have different functions. We have a designer, we have a design engineer, we have an industrial engineer, we have a quality planner, we have in the plants different people working on our products, working on our processes. And we want to connect them all on this one platform, on the one digital platform that connects all the different functions, that connects the technical information that we need for our products and our processes, so that the team can talk about the same topics, can talk about the same information, and can focus on the questions that are relevant for the company. They can work on the improvements for our products and our processes. And we always talk from the same base, from the same level of information.
So perhaps in a conclusion, the main idea is not only to create value, improve the way you work in regard of time and money, but it's also relieving pains of communication between your different stakeholders, engineers, workers, not only site-wise, but also worldwide. Is that correct?
Definitely. We have international platforms that we are developing and producing. They are developed in Germany, in China, in the US simultaneously. We launch productions in all the three regions. Just imagine what happens if a designer is on revision level 2 while your industrial engineer, because they are not connected informations, is still working on revision level 1. Everybody spends a lot of effort, brings the best. They all want to achieve the best results. To figure out after a week, somewhere there was a disconnect in our information, disconnecting in communication, which I think can always happen if humans work together. Somewhere there was a misunderstanding. If we bring all this information on our platform now, we always talk about the same. We know what is the released product status, what is one that is still in development, that we still need to specify maybe further. The idea of design for manufacturing is behind it, that we really move them, that we move different teams, different functions closer together, and right from the start do the first things right. Reduce and avoid endless loops, endless discussions of what is right and what is the actual information level. I think that is a tremendous improvement for the organization. It takes out a lot of tension in discussion between humans. Language is communicating, talking to each other is still important, but we can bring it on the same level. So there is reducing misunderstandings between a Chinese speaking English, an American speaking English, and a German speaking English, where you always can have as well some misunderstandings in the different languages, because it's not mother language for everyone. So we bring it, same information level. We show them what is your product, what is your processes in one system together.
May I finish perhaps with one sentence that comes from one of your stakeholders at Brose? In fact, you are creating here a new benchmark. Is that correct?
That is how we see that. Yes. We definitely have looked around. I think on that level, our objective is to be a benchmark in connecting the dots from product design to manufacturing execution.
So I think the time has come. Thank you very much for answering my question, Klaus.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me here and asking me, talking about our project, where we want together, I think, achieve a new level of information exchange and of collaboration.
Thank you very much.
Klaus, Arno, thank you very much for your presentation. There were still 5 minutes left on the clock, and I was really happy that we can do a huge Q&A, but there is 0 seconds now. Let's do one tiny question, because I received so many questions for you. One from Andrea. Thanks to you. Is it connecting engineering and manufacturing, or also connecting different domains in engineering, variants, and modularizations? What is it about?
It's also connecting different disciplines in the engineering. We start and focus with the mechanical engineering, but then we will as well add in electronics, software development, so that we really come to this idea of the 3D master. I think that was discussed during the ProStep symposium these days as well. What is the digital master? So that's definitely one of our target pictures as well.
Wonderful. Klaus, Arno, thank you very much once again. And of course, our 2 speakers are going to come back on the platform and answer all your questions from next week on, as soon as this presentation is available on demand. But unfortunately, we have to move on to our next topic, and that is the last one before our lunch break.